Napalabas kami ngayon ng weekend and dumayo lang kami para lang mag take a break. Wow, as if busy on weekdays. Pero kasama ko si Miss Parurot, we're just, asan ka? Ayan, we're just walking here. Dumayo kami all the way from our place to the border. Somehow makalanghap ng sariwang hangin, and at the same time sasabayin natin ang kwentuhan. And ang gusto ko ikwento sa inyo ngayon is because of so many news that are coming up dito sa Canada while we were watching news. Nakita namin marami talagang pumupunta tayong mga kabayan, which has been what's happening in the past few years. And all what we're hearing is about their Canada dream or Canadian dream. So yun ang pag-usapan natin. Ano ba yung mga Canadian dream na yan? And then klaruhin natin kasi maraming nag-sugarcoat, marami ding somehow tingin namin is hindi eksakto sa totoo na nangyayari dito. So let us tell you kung ano yung mga experience namin about those Canada dreams, kasi we had the same Canada dreams before. So pag-usapan natin, stick around, tuloy tayo ng kwentuhan. Dito kami sa Niagara-on-the-Lake. Hey, kamusta? Mr. Barot here together with the Madam. Nandito kami sa Niagara-on-the-Lake, one of the oldest municipality in Ontario, just right across the border to Niagara, USA. So we thought of walking down here. Kahit 0 degrees Celsius, may snow pa po mga kaibigan. Kala namin tapos na ang winter. So it's a fake spring they call it. Pero we're here to just walk around, breathe some fresh air. Pero bago tayo magkwentuhan, I just want to thank all the subscribers na nag-i-stay pa with my channel. Appreciate it so much. And hopefully I should be able to come up with a little bit more of contents for you regarding buhay Canada, buhay engineer, whatever hobby I'm doing here in Ontario. So I'll try to do that one. And habang yun ay hinahanapan ko ng mga mapupulutan nyo ng aral naman kahit pa paano. Again, maraming salamat sa pag-stay nyo. And hopefully you can still watch, like and comment and subscribe kung bago ka sa channel ko. You can subscribe. I have a lot of content. Some are still useful if you're planning to come here to Canada. Some are already outdated, but still you should be able to find some insights about what's going on here. So again, maraming salamat. Kanina nabanggit ko, may pagkwentuhan ako sa inyo about yung Canada Dream. Yan. Yung Canada Dream that we're talking about whenever somebody's planning to come here. So I just thought of showing you where I am. Again, this is Niagara-on-the-Lake municipality. And then what you're seeing at the back, right across this water, is already USA. That is Niagara, USA, under the New York State. So we're just right across that one. And like what I said also, we are on the border. And I don't know if you can see that. Merong skyline. Yun nga ba? Somewhere, may skyline doon sa dulo. And that is Toronto. So this is like 2 hours drive from Toronto. So it's a good place where you can visit and spend time. Kaya kami Miss Border naglakad na dun. Iniuna ako kasi may pagkwentuhan ako sa inyo. Mamaya siguro sasabat yan. So it's 0 degrees here. We thought winter is done, pero umabot pa siya ng snow. So it's another thing to talk about when you're doing temperatures, freezing temperatures here sa Canada. Pero mostly naman yan namang mga yellow, snow, malamig na panahon. These are the, I think, very minor thing to consider when you're moving here. And when we're talking about mga kababayan natin dito sa Canada, Ontario, and yung mga nagpaplano pumunta dito, they're always talking about Canada Dream. Meron pa nga mga mga forum na nababasa o ka-dreamers, yan, yung mga nangangarap makarating dito sa Canada for so many reasons. And based sa mga nakakwentuhan namin mula sa mga encounters, mga nakakasalubong, when we met people or when we meet people, na especially mga nandito na kararating lang or few months old pa lang sa Canada, some are nasa forums, they are always talking about their Canada dream. So let us define that based on actual dreams that you will see here or you will find here when you come here. Pag-usapan natin in more detail. I'll give you 4 Canada dream topics o Canada dream points na pwede kong i-share sa inyo na actual na namin na encounter, actual namin na experience. When you talk about Canada dream, pagpunta dito, ito yung mga gusto nyong madatnan, mga expectations nyo when you arrive here, expectations where pagtuntong nyo matagalan na stay na, permanence ang malimit target ng mga kababayan natin dito. And those permanent stuff, permanent things, yun ang kinukonsider na ng mga pangarap nila dati while they were nasa Pilipinas pa or while they're still in other countries before coming here. So ang unang-una na malimit naming marinig pag napagkwentuhan kami sa mga taga rito na mga bagong dating, healthcare. Alright, healthcare. Dream nila to come here because of the best healthcare that Canada is offering for everyone, especially PR and citizens. Now, what is the real deal with the healthcare system here? So, ito taken from our own experience, okay? Ako, si Mrs. Barurot, we've been to the emergency room, ER, multiple times already for the past years that we've been here hanggang sa maging citizen kami. And the news that you're hearing about the long wait sa ER are 300% true. Okay? Maybe some people, tagal lang ng salamin, maybe some people there, mga kababayan natin na malimit mag-encourage ng hilaw, let's put it that way, na everything here is milk and honey. Now let me tell you about that healthcare system. That is true. Matagal ang antay. So ano sinasabing maganda ang healthcare system? Magandang healthcare system kapag fatal or malala ang sakit mo or kalagayan mo, na pag nagpa-treat ka, pag nagpagamot ka, libre lahat. Pwede ka magpalit ng balakang, pwede ka magpalit ng braso, ng binti, ng walang bayad. Pwede kang operahan sa puso, pwede palitan ng mechanical heart, pwede palitan ng mechanical na lung, walang bayad. Pero again, kaya ko hinighlight, if those are fatal, critical surgeries, libre lahat yon, ultimo gamot. Dahil yan ay kino-cover ng gobyerno. Anong maganda ron? Libre. Ang hindi maganda doon, critical. Pag critical lang ang lagay mo, then you will benefit a lot for the healthcare, yung healthcare na ino-offer ng Canada. Now, if it is not like sipon, ubo, bali, sugat, bukol, mag-aantay ka. Kami ni Mrs. Barrot, we've been to the ER like what I said multiple times. Hindi naman critical. One time lang kami nag-critical, which is ako pa. Okay, ako pa ang isinugot sa ER. Critical ang lagay ko. Nag-antay ako doon for at least 2-3 hours bago ako in-admit totally. Kasi, alam ng mga nurse to, or alam ng mga doktor to, sumuka na ako ng berde na fluid. Okay, so saka pa lang ako ipinasok sa talagang ER, saka pa lang ako inatenan ng doktor. Now, kung may sugat ka, bali ng braso, bali ng kamay, bukol, again like what I said, mag-aantay ka and minimum 6 hours. I will tell you, everywhere, okay, you will be lucky and very rare na ma-attend ka within 2 hours the time na tumutong ka sa ER or sa ospital. Clinic is a separate story kasi most of the clinic here, they will tell you meron pa silang karatula sa labas. If it is an emergency, go to the hospital or go to the ER. And then the recent one na we did, si Mrs. Parrot went to the hospital, to ER, sinamahan ko siya. Nagantay kami ng hours, and then pagdating namin sa doktor, sabi sa amin ng doktor, ba't hindi ka pumunta sa clinic? So in short, nagbabatuhan na sila. Hindi daw kami pumunta muna sa doktor namin. Eh ang doktor namin naman sasabihin, magpunta na ako sa ER pag emergency. So nagtuturuan na sila. Maybe this is just a separate case or an isolated case kasi katatapos na ng pandemic, may shortage ng medical professionals here. Pero if you're talking about those small stuff, and then ipagyayabang natin na ang healthcare dito is maganda, it's a medyo hindi makatotohanan. Alright, I just want to make sure it's clear, we're still grateful. Ako, si Ms. Parurot, we're grateful na nandito kami, we are citizens. Pero I'm just clarifying yung mga notions nyo about what do we have here, kung ano maganda rito. Sometimes maganda pa rin, pero hindi siya kasing ganda ng iniisip natin. So I just want to make sure that's clear. Okay, so healthcare system, kahit ano sabihin ng iba, kung may mga bus dyan, well, I hope na hindi mangyari sa inyo yung nangyayari sa amin. I hope the healthcare system in your province where you're from is a lot better than ours. Pero as far as healthcare system is concerned for the whole Canada, it's the same all over. So may concern there. So that's the healthcare system issue here. Alright, so if that's your dream, if that is still part of your dream, go ahead, proceed with your dream. No one should stop your dream. No one should stop you from achieving your dream. Pero gusto ko lang klaruhin nyo para malinaw sa atin na ang healthcare system dito is not as good as what you think, at least for now. And for the, kasi it will take a little bit few more years to recover from that. Hindi ko alam kung gaano karami, pero if you'll come now, I will assure you will experience almost the same. Hopefully not. Pray that you'll not experience what you experience, pero that's the real thing, eh? That's what has happened to us. So I just thought of letting you know. Healthcare system, is it your Canada dream? Yung actual healthcare system na matatatan nyo dito, part pa rin ba yun ang pangarap nyo? Think about it. If it is, go for it. If it's not, think about it again. And then kung kailangan mong slow down or stop yung dream mo or achieving your dream, do it. Becoming PR and in the end become a citizen of Canada, that's the ultimate I think end game for you once you come here. So far, thank God and thanks to Canada that we were able to meet that already. Kami ni Ms. Baruron, we are already citizens, so we can already be called Filipino Canadians, born in the Philippines but already living and became a citizen of Canada already. That is a dream. Kapangapangarap ang maging citizen ng Canada because of the benefits of having a Canadian passport. I am sure that's one of your dream too. Kaya nga PR pa lang talagang halos makipag-agawan na tayo ng pwesto o ng slot, makarating lang dito eh. Aminin, right? PR first, kasi ang PR is just one step closer of becoming a citizen. PR means you can already come in and out of Canada without any problems, kasi meron ka ng PR card na ipapakita sa immigration whenever you go out, especially pag uuwi ka ng Pilipinas. Alright, so citizen, you will be able to vote for your government officials here in Canada. May responsibility din sometimes pag ipinatawag ka to become a jury in a case. That's a citizen responsibility. And then the rest of the PR benefit, which is yung healthcare, and then all the rights that has been given to all the Canadian citizens will already be given to you. And apart from that, when you're a Canadian passport holder, Canada is on the top 10 of the most powerful passport in the world. When you say powerful, it means makaka-travel ka in and out of almost all the countries in the world. Almost, not all, almost. So it's on the top 10, so easy. Hindi ko sinasabing total in and out, pero yung visa, is almost waived on almost every country in the world. So that's a benefit, especially sa mga mahilig mag-travel, sa mahilig mag-show off. And then also, the benefit of being a Canadian citizen, if you're in a country na bigla nagkaroon ng civil war or bigla nagkaroon ng kaguluhan sa bansa na naroon ka, madali kang i-pull out ng Canadian government through their embassies. Diba? Ganun ang trabaho ng mga embassies. Now, in this case, ganun ang trabaho ng Canadian embassy for their citizen. They will have to pull you out at your choice, at your discretion. Na pwede ka lang i-pull out to safety or to the safety of the Canadian government. Na ibalik ka sa bansa, ibalik ka sa Canada pag kailangan, especially pag nakataya ang iyong kaligtasan. So that is the citizenship. PR first for everyone na hindi pa PR. Yun ang goal ng lahat. Kaya pag nakikita niyo mga forum puro PR pathway, mga ganyan, paano maging PR, tagang gagawin ng lahat. Sometimes hindi na tama or hindi na napapag-isipan, pero yun ang goal ng lahat. PR, permanent resident, and then become a citizen afterwards. Alright, so that's a Canada dream. That is also our dream na na-achieve na namin, na nakuha na namin. Alright, so that's one of the dream. That's a very very good benefit para sa Pilipino kagaya namin na ngayon ay Filipino-Canadian na or Canadian citizens, Canadian passport holder. Is that your dream? I am sure it is. So go for it. If it's not, pwede ka naman magstay as PR, renew ka lang ng renew. Pwede naman yun. Pero wala kang passport, wala kang Canadian passport. Ganon din ang work permit, renew lang ng renew in the discretion of your employer. Ibang usapan na yung mga tourist visa, iba yan. Basta yung mga legal to stay here. Kasama na yung mga student, I think, kasi legal naman sila magstay here. Pero medyo malayo sila sa PR status pa eh. So think about it. If that is part of your dream, which is very legit, go for it. Alright? Pag hindi naman, think about it. Think of some other plans. Alright? The next dream that everyone, I think lahat tayo, dream natin yan is to be able to buy a home or to have our own home dito sa Canada. Malamang marami sa inyo may bahay sa Pilipinas or may bahay sa ibang bansa, pero iba pa nagkabahay ka sa Canada. So that's one of the Canadian dream ng mga kababayan natin. Kami din, yun ang aming dream. So achieving that is a challenge, malaking hurdle, but achievable. Let's put it that way. Alright? That is achievable. Now, getting a home or buying your home or owning your own home, tama ba yung term ko? Owning your own home. Owning your home is a different story itself, how you will get that. Bakit kamo? Kasi just like sa Pilipinas, when you buy a home, technically it's loan. Ang term talaga is loan or uutang ka ng bahay. Papangalan sa'yo, pero hanggat hindi mo nababayaran ng full, hindi totally sa'yo yung titulo or yung bahay. Kasi nakapangalan lang sa'yo, pero anytime hindi ka makabayad, babawiin sa'yo yun. Tama ba? Ganon din dito. Ang masakit dito is mataas, mahal ang bahay, and it's a case to case basis where it is based on your province. Siyempre, kung sa Ontario ka, one of the most expensive province here in addition sa British Columbia, mahal ang bahay. Mag-range yan, pinaka mahina na ang 500,000 na bahay na maliit. Ano yan, detached. So pag nasa Toronto ka, mga 500,000 din, 1 bedroom, sometimes even a studio unit sa Toronto, downtown Toronto. Can you imagine? Studio unit, $500,000. And pag meron kang 500,000 na bahay, ang hahanapin sa'yo ng bangko, you can correct me if I'm wrong, especially mga bankers, mga real estate broker dyan, you will need at least 100,000 per annual or per annum na sahod. Combined income or solo income. Siyempre, kung gusto makabili, pwede mo naman i-combine yung household income plus yung credit score. Credit score is a completely different story. Pero maraming requirements para makabili ka ng bahay dito. Then yung bahay, ito ang pinaka-critical. Gusto kong panoorin nyo yung link na lalabas sa monitor o dito sa screen. Dalawa na yung video na nagawa ko. Isang impact ng age or yung age limit in terms of coming here. Hindi sa application ng immigration but yung age limit na bibitin mo dito, ilang taon ka na bago pag nakarating ka dito, anong impact nun? Secondly, another link in the screen is yung mga typical na gastusin dito. So that's a good resource for you, just to give you an idea kung paano mo i-achieve yung dream na yon, ang makabili ng bahay. Now, karamihan sa mga nakakwentuhan namin dito, even yung mga vloggers, even yung mga nagsishare, ini-interview din ng kapwa Pinoy na vlogger, ang sinasabi palagi is ang pagpunta dito ay para sa mga bata, sa future ng mga bata. Nakakatuwang isipin o nakakapagtaka ding isipin na pag nababalita ang mga student, ang mga kababayan natin dito sa Ontario or sa buong Canada, hindi na papag-usapan yung reasoning nila, kaya ako ginawa tong vlog na to. And that's main thing, para sa future ng mga bata. Now, let's put it on the context ng pagbili ng bahay. Pag bumili ka ng bahay, that will be 25 years to pay. 25 years, 30 years to pay. Pinaka-max yata yung 30. Now, pag binili mo yon, magbabayad ka ng certain amount, depende sa interest rate. Let me know kung gusto nyo ng detail kung paano i-manage yung mortgage payments, kung anong nangyayari doon, anong mga dapat paghandaan. Let me know sa comment below if you want that. I will make a video on those subjects na naririnig namin na ginagawa ng iba and based din sa mga kaibigan namin ng real estate broker. Now, yan ang sinabi ko, if you will be getting a mortgage for 25-30 years, okay, so let's say 45 ka ngayon na pupunta dito. Kung 45 ka ngayon, magdagdag ka ng 25 years more. Okay, so ano yon? 45 plus 25, 70 years old. 70 years old bago mo mabayaran ng buo yung bahay mo. Is that your dream? Right? Gusto ko lang maging klaro yon. 25 years pa nga lang yun. Ibig sabihin, pag 25 years, mas malaki yung down payment mo. Kung doon ka sa minimum na first time home buyer, which is normally 5% down, hey, refer kayo sa sa real estate broker nyo pagdating nyo dito, pag may chance na kayo to buy, tanong nyo sa kanila. Pero karamihan namin 5%, that will be 30 years mortgage. So 45 plus 30, 75 years old. I don't think you will like it na 75 ka na nagbabayad ka pa ng mortgage, right? So isipin mo yun, yung ganong senaryo. Now, may mga kababayan tayo, hindi ko alam kung ganito din kayo, pero pag sinasabi Canada Dream, pag-usapan natin in detail yan So may mga kababayan tayo sinasabi, kukuha kami ng bahay, pag hindi namin natapos, kasi 75 years old, pag nag-65 sila, ayaw na magbayad, ipapasa nila sa kanilang mga anak. Papasa nila yung bayarin o rahati. Now, again, ang tanong ko, is that your Canada dream? Is that the dream of your kids? Okay? Baka gusto nyong sabihan din sila. O gusto nyo mag-sit down. Is that really what you want? Home. Because that's your dream, right? And no one can stop you. No one should stop you from achieving that dream. Pero tingnan mo naman yung numbers. Huwag nyong i-ignore kasi yan ang dadating nyo dito in terms of buying a home. Right? So, kung dumating ka ng 40 years old dito, good example, 40 years old, minimum ang sahod mo. O let's say, 2 trabaho mo, lagpas ka sa minimum. Pero ang problema sa 2 trabaho, remember, health ang magsasuffer. Health consequence. Anyway, so 40 plus 25, 65. Doon ko palang matatapos ng iyong mortgage. 60, you should be retiring already. And I am praying and hoping na wala pa kayong sakit by that time. And can you imagine pa nagkasakit kayo, and wag naman sana, knock on wood, naghanap talaga ako ng puno. Wag naman sana na meron kayong may masamang mangyari sa inyo at mga bata nyo magtutuloy. This should be clear with your kids. It should be very very clear. Kasi your Canada dream will not become a dream anymore. Or at least para sa mga bata. Sa inyo. Kaso kung hindi nyo matatapos yung hulugan, what's the point, di ba? Now, ang bahay, depende sa lugar, depende kung nasaan. Now, siyempre, ang bahay is very relative kung saan kayo nagwo-work. Diba? So, madaming masalimot na yan. Again, hindi ko kayo dinidiscourage of not doing it or doing it. Pero gusto ko maging klaro sa inyo. Okay, so yung bahay, kung ipapakargo nyo sa mga anak nyo in the future, let them know. Kasi may mga kilala kami na ayaw nila karguin yung bayarin sa bahay ng mga magulang nila. Ayaw manahin yung bahay na hinuhulugan, hindi pa tapos. May option ka naman na ibenta. So nasa na yung dream mo? Ibinenta mo ang dream mo. Ibinenta mo yung Canadian house mo, yung house mo sa Canada. So be careful with that. Plan for it, talk about it para klaro. Alright? So one of your dream is to buy a Canadian home or your home here in Canada. So whatever I told you, is that your dream? If not, think of something else. Think of an alternative. But if it is your dream, take note of what I've said and then go for it. Alright? Just be prepared and go for it. Nilalakad si Niagara on the Lake bago tayo magpatuloy ng kwentuhan. So hanap kayo ng mga kapihan. Ang lamig. Alam mo 0 degrees ngayon. Spring. It's already almost April na. Dapat medyo nag-uulan na. Dapat almost double digit na kami dapat eh. Pero ayun, malamig pa rin. Ito na ba yung coffee shop? Hindi, yung isa. Ayun, naghanap kami ng coffee shop oh.
Ito yun?
Hindi. Hindi. Dapat kita dito eh. So yan. This is one of the most picturesque town here in Ontario. Makikita niya pag nagpunta kayo sa, hindi call it Nar City, hindi ako bayad para i-endorse sila, hindi mo na ako endorse, di ba? Pero Nar City, yan, nasa one of the most picturesque town sa Ontario, ang Niagara on the Lake. And kasi nga, this is the gateway to the Niagara Falls from here, mula sa Lake Ontario. Kaya may fort dun sa dulo, and then overseeing or overlooking ng Niagara sa USA part naman. May fort din doon. Kasi ito yung entry point eh. Papunta sa America and Canada basically to the Niagara River. Ayan oh. So this is Niagara on the Lake. Kasi malapit sa lake, pero part siya ng Niagara region. So the municipality is called Niagara on the Lake. Marami din dito ang festival. Maganda dito pag Christmas. May Christmas parade din, kagaya ng iba't ibang town sa Ontario. Pero ito kasi napaka-pictures, parang lumang-luma talaga yung town. So hanap kami ng kape, Miss Perurot. Hey, no? Madami dito, maraming tourists, kaya ang parking dito almost 7 days a week. Nagcha-charge ang government. Naghanap kami ng parking doon pa sa may malayo. Sayang, nasa $5 sa ngayon, as per my posting date, $5.25 yata per hour, 4 hours max. So 7 days a week sa city, laging Monday to Friday, pero here 7 days a week kasi turista nandito rin kahit weekend. There we were able to see a good baker here. So let's have a look inside. interesting. All butter shortbread. That one. And kinukubisi ko pa si Miss Burr to buy me that. And then we bought a coffee. So we're here. Coffee shop here. Niagara Home Bakery. Sweets. No order mo? No, that's different.
Check kung ano yung butter. Ay, sorry, yung fern.
Yeah. Let's see what's with the fern. That's here, Niagara Home Bakery. Dito mismo sa Main Street. Main Street ng Niagara on the lake. Isa pa sa mga Canada Dream na malimit kinoconsider ng ating mga kababayan is yung education, and malimit yun ang reason nila. Malamang isa ka doon or marami kayo. Actually marami. Kasi kami ni Miss Barot, wala pa kaming bata, wala pa kaming anak. We're not even sure kung mabibigyan kami or what, pero regardless, a child is a blessing. Kaya tama naman yung reasoning na isa alang-alang sila sa pagpunta dito sa Canada. And one of those is the education ng mga bata. Laging term nila doon is future ng mga bata. Yan, for sure naririnig nyo yan. Kami ni Miss Barot, lagi namin naririnig yan, future ng mga bata. Now, linawin natin kasi iba-iba ang konteksto ng future ng mga bata. By the way, bumili na kami ng kape, oh. Dito pa kami sa Niagara on the lake. Yan. Ito yung Main Street. Anyway, so iba-iba ang konteksto ng future ng mga bata. Ano bang future ang pinag-uusapan natin? Okay? So since education is one of your dream na makuha ng mga anak nyo or na mapag-aral nyo mga anak nyo dito, that's true. That's a valid and legit reason. Education para sa future ng mga bata, quote unquote future ng mga bata. So from my perspective, okay, I am a professional engineer here sa Canada. Graduate ako sa Pilipinas. So are you saying wala akong future? Kasi hindi ako dito nag-aral? Tama bang sabihin nyo? Kasi that's the logic eh. Kasi pag sa Pilipinas ka graduate, para sinasabi nyo na hindi maganda ang future. I will agree with you na mahal ang paaral sa Pilipinas. Depende sa school. Pero what I can tell you, based sa observations namin dito, magagaling ang estudyanteng Pinoy regardless of age. Sobrang sipag ng mga Pinoy mag-aral kasi talagang gagastos sila ng milyon-milyon para lang makapag-student dito. Again, that's another topic. Pero ang gusto kong i-highlight is magaling ang Pinoy. Iba ang training sa atin sa pag-aaral sa Pilipinas kesa sa ibang bansa, especially sa Canada. Sa Canada, masyado silang mabait, masyado silang soft sa estudyante. In fact, meron dito na hindi policy, pero meron dito ang kalakaran o pamamaraan ang Canadian education na hindi pwedeng ibagsak ang mga bata kasi that will give them depression. Okay, so ibang kultura yun, ibang diskarte yun. Gusto nyo ba na maging ganun ang datna ng education ng mga anak nyo? Is that your dream? Okay, and like what I said, magagaling. May taga-ubo pa eh. May sound effects pa eh.
Buisit ka.
Oh. Buisit daw ako. Siya yung umubo, ako ang buisit. Saka nakakita ng... Anyhow, balik tayo sa ubo. Sa ubo. Sa estudyante. Okay? So, gaya na sabi ko, ang Pinoy magaling na estudyante kasi iba ang training natin. Mahigpit. Okay? Kaya nga nasabi ko, kung sa Pilipinas ako graduate, sabihin wala akong future dito, so dapat wala ako dito? Is that the logic? maybe you are grabbing the future of letting your kids graduate in a Canadian university. Ulitin ko, Canadian University. Ang university dito is yung mga U of T, University of Toronto, McMaster, what else? Yung mga kilalang university dito, yun yung mga tig for 40,000 to 60,000 per year na tuition. Okay, hindi ito yung college na pinapasukan ng ating mga student, international students ng mga Pinoy. Iba yon. Okay, so what I'm saying here is, pag sa Pilipinas ka nag-aral, magaling tayo kaysa ibang lahi. Nakikita ko yan, nakita ko na yan before sa Middle East when I worked there, and even here pagdating dito. Okay, may mga kasamahan ako mga engineer na talagang sought after ng mga puti, kasi iba tayo mag-aral, iba tayo matuto. We have a different outlook on how to finish a task, how to finish a job, kaya tayo sinasought after. Now, kung dito mag-aaral yung mga bata, yung mga anak nyo, they may have a different approach in life after. Okay? They may have, and I will be sure na mas mahusay ang outlook natin. Isa pa sa sigurado ako, kung kumpara mo yung tuition dito sa tuition sa Pilipinas, mas mura ang tuition sa Pilipinas. Naka-Ateneo UP Lasal ka na siguro by that time na yung gagastusin mo dito, naka-UP Ateneo Lasal ka na. And knowing those three schools, I'm not disregarding those other universities, pero sample yung tatlong school na yon. Alam niyo yan, sa atin yan ang laging usapan, kung naka-UP, naka-Lasal, naka-Ateneo, medyo nasa high-end ka. Totoo naman, high-end din kasi yung tuition, pero it doesn't mean na sila lang ang magaling. Kami, hindi naman kami Ateneo, UP, Lasal, diba? Pero we're here, nakikipaglaban tayo dito, and I think we can consider ourselves na nakapenetrate na kami sa industry dito. Maganda na ang tuition, kaya nang ma-achieve ang international knowledge na kailangan. Ang problema lang, hindi recognize ang school sa atin internationally, pero we have a recognized knowledge. Pag nakita nila how we work, kung ano nalaman natin, we will be recognized, and magugulat sila sa Pilipinas ay gumraduate. Now, tuition. Alam nyo ba na ang libre lang dito na tuition ay yung elementary and high school? Ang tawag nila sa elementary, primary school and secondary school. Pagdating nyo dito at may dala kayo mga kids, elementary, high school, they call it primary, secondary here, libre ang school nila. Libre, siguro meron kayong babayaran na miscellaneous, mga panggastos, whatever, pero generally libre. And you will be given a choice, public or private / Catholic. Yun lang naman ang choice nila dito. Siyempre, private / Catholic, libre pa rin, pero I think medyo may a little premium yata sila. Correct me if I'm wrong, yung manakakaalam dyan, let me know. Kasi again, hindi pa naman kayo nagpapaaral ni Bis Barurot. And then the other one is public. Now, if you're talking about public school here, kapareho siya ng mga napapanood nyo na mga school sa movies. Yung maraming estudyante, halo-halo talaga. Wala namang mali doon. It's just that for sure na medyo mas mahihirapang mag-cope up yung mga bata sa ganon. They will adjust na medyo kailangan nila ng matinding adjustment, let's put it that way. And then mas tinitingala dito ang private / Catholic school kumpara sa public. So libre yon, libre, or generally relatively libre. Now pag nag-college sila, so sobrang mahal ng college dito, they will make, or almost wala kayong choice to let them make a student loan. Alright, so uutang sila sa bangko or sa institution para makapag-aral. Ang utang na yon will be paid after nila makatapos, habang nagtatrabaho na sila. Alam ba nila yon? Alam nyo ba yon? Is that your dream for them? Is that your kids' dream na sila magbabayad ng tuition nila? Kasi remember, sa Pilipinas, magulang nagbabayad ng tuition. Tanda ko yan kasi nakailang ulit ako ng subject, nahiya ako sa magulang ko kasi sila nagpapaaral sa akin. And I'm very grateful to them. Same as sila, proud na proud sila kasi sila nagpaaral sa akin. Now, sa inyo na nagpaplano, isa sa mga dream nyo is dito mapag-aral ng mga bata for the quote-unquote future, alam ba nila yan? Na yan ang plano nyo sa kanila? Okay? Do they know that? And I suppose they have the right to know kung yan ang plano nyo sa kanila. Sit with them, let them know para sigurado. Okay? Kasi it's your dream. It's your Canada dream. Right? So, babayaran nila yan. Sila magbayad after. So, it will take them years to... Kasi remember, hindi din naman sila mag-start sa mid-level na sahod agad eh. They will also start sa minimum. In fact, bago sila gumraduate, mag-start na sila na pumasok sa mga co-op jobs. Ito yung mga ino-offer or malimit sa mga grocery, sa mga warehouse. Mag-start na sila mag-work. Even yung fast food, they're almost required na magtrabaho in advance bago pa sila gumraduate ng secondary, or they call it the high school. So, do they know that? Do you know that? As the dreamer, they call it, the Canadian dreamer, is this part of your dream? Okay? Para lang klaro, kasi malimit future ng mga bata. So, do they know their future? Do they know that yan ang future na pinaplano nyo for them? Okay? Now, naalala nyo yung home? Okay? Naalala nyo yung home na dream na earlier? This is part of that. Kasi, kung nagbabayad sila ng student loan nila, which will take them years, tapos ipapasa nyo yung bahay or hahati na sila sa paghuhul ng mortgage nyo, alam ba nila yan? Do they know that? Alam ba nila yan ang future na haharapin nila? It would be unfair if they don't know it, right? Secondly, apart from the financial part of it, the economic part of it, most of the kids here are liberal thinking. Liberal means in the end, majority of them, almost all of them, pagka-graduate nila ng college, actually nasa college pa lang humihiwalay na sila sa inyo eh. Hiwalay sila ng bahay, hiwalay ng tirahan, dadalo-dalo na lang sa inyo. Kasi that's the liberal way of teaching them here. Iba ang itinuturo nila sa school here. They are taught to be independent, which is good in a way, but sometimes bad also kapag kailangan mo ng tulong, wala sila. Hindi lahat ganyan ng bata. It will be a 50-50 case for everyone. Kasi you don't know what will happen. 50% means they can be good and pinakamabait na anak ng mga kababayan natin dito. And the other 50 na can also happen is pwede sila maging too liberal thinking ng mga bata na mawawala yung tradisyon natin. Is that part of the future that you're thinking? Pwede silang mag-iba ng pag-iisip. Alright? They can think for themselves na sometimes kahit taliwas sa pag-iisip mo, yun ang mangyayari. Siyempre sasabihin nyo dyan sa akin, alam ko na to eh, sasabihin nyo sa akin, yun ang gusto nila eh. Then, so be it. Kung yun ang dream nyo, na they can do whatever they want, kahit na medyo hindi maganda sa paningin ng tao, ng ating paniniwala sa Panginoon, they will do it. That's your dream. Alright? It's your dream for your kids that they can be far off, they can be far away from your belief and culture and tradition. That's your dream. Kung hahayaan sila with that. Now, kung hindi naman and you disagree with that one, is that your dream? Is that considered in your dream? I've been highlighting that kasi para sigurado na you are fully aware of what's happening here. And again, ako at si Miss Bert, we are, I think, the perfect example of an observer. Kasi we are observing from afar. Again, wala kaming bata, wala kaming anak, or anak pa. We don't know what's the future for us, pero at the moment, we are observing and what we are seeing sa mga anak, sa mga bata na nakikita namin dito. Kaya ako nasasabi ito sa inyo, and I just thought of letting you know. Kasi kesa pagdating nyo dito, sa kanyo lang malalaman yan. So, review. I think you have to refresh and see and sit down with your kids. I think this is what we will do kung kami ang meron. This is what we will do para transparent din. Para alam mo, mamaya ayaw pala ng mga bata na sila ang magbayad ng tuition nila. Ayaw pala ng mga bata na ituloy yung nulugan yung bahay. 'Di ba? So they will be left with no options. Is that your dream? Right? Is that your Canada dream? So step back and think about it. So, na isa-isa ko sa inyo four among many reasons, actually four major reasons na narinig namin na binabanggit sa amin ng mga nakakausap namin ng mga bagong dating. And even, sabi ko nga sa inyo, those four are also the four stuff na kinonsider namin before we came here. Nasa Dubai kami, pinag-usapan namin ni Miss Barurot yan, di ba, no? Oo, kita mo? Masunod rin bata. Legit yon, valid yon. Pero iba ang perspective kapag andito ka na eh. Iba ang itsura, iba ang actual na dream na ini-aim mo kapag wala ka dito at kapag nandito ka na. Yung apat na yun na binigay ko sa inyo, which is first is yung healthcare system. Okay, second is yung homes, buying a home or owning a home. Third is yung education, malimit education ng mga bata. Labas pa dito yung education ng student, ha, international student, ibang usapan yon. Kung gusto nyo pag-usapan natin yon, comment down below. Gusto kong masiguro na gusto nyo pag-usapan kesa naman, alam mo yon, na basta ko na lang paano ba tawag doon, i-share sa inyo na wala palang interesado. Pero at least ito kasi yung Canadian dream. I don't know, siguro sa sobrang dami ko narinig na ganitong reasoning kaya ako na-share sa inyo. So ulitin ko, healthcare, owning a home, education para sa mga bata, or they call it the future ng mga bata, and then lastly is yung pagiging citizen. Citizen or PR muna and then citizen. Those are the four main reasons na malimit naming marinig habang naipag-usap sa mga taga rito ng mga bagong dating. So again, you have to review that and check kasi most of the things na narinig natin about these four outside of Canada is very very lucrative. Nakakainganyo masyado. Okay? I'm not here to discourage, alright? Pero gusto kong pag-aralan yung mabuti. As always, kung bago kayo sa channel ko, you can look at some of my videos. Hindi ako risk taker. I may have been a risk taker pero calculated risk ang tinitake ko. Hindi ako banat-banat. Hindi ko kasundo si Batman. Lagi si bahala na si Batman. Hindi ko siya kabati. Alright, pero do it very carefully kasi every move you do here has a cost, very expensive up to that point. Alright, now gusto kong iwan sa inyo to bago ako mag-close on this discussion kasi maraming nagsasabi pag masyadong negative parang nakakainis pakinggan, or they would rather ignore whatever negative you're saying. Remember, negativity is relative. Depende sa dating sa inyo, depende sa approach nyo. Now if you think the one I talked about is negative, that's gonna be up to you. Pero what I will leave you is not all negative is just a plain negative. Same with positivity, not all positive are just plain positive. Alright, ang akin dito is some, and minsan most of the negatives are also true, or let's just say some negatives are truths. If you are ignoring negativity, you are ignoring truth. So if you are just listening to, and same thing with the positivity, not all positive are positive. Some positives are lies also. So if you like and if you love positivity that are lies, you're basically loving the lie itself. So same with the negativity. Some negatives are also lies. That's why I said some. Pero hindi lahat. Some negatives are also truths. So I would like to encourage you and challenge you to find for that truth. And find for those people whom you will listen to na medyo mas realistic. Remember, if it's too good to be true, it's not true at all. Alright? So I will end it there, and hopefully I can come up with more topics for you para ma-share sa inyo. And again, you can comment down below para makagawa pa ako ng content. I have so many stuff here. Kami ni Miss Barurot Kasi marami kaming na-obserbahan dito. Mga stories. Good and bad stories. Pero hindi ko siya ma-share sa inyo basta-basta unless you want me to. Right? So, I hope I was able to share with you very significant informations and insights of what those 4 major reasons, 4 among many major reasons that you can consider as your Canadian dream or Canada dream. Right? So, I hope nakatulong yan. And again, if you like this video, I appreciate if you like it, comment down below, and subscribe kung hindi ka pa nakasubscribe. So, from here, in Niagara-on-the-Lake, saan ba tayo napapwesto, my friend? What's this? Southwest Ontario on the border of the USA, New York State. Dito si Miss Parorot, and I will see you on the next video.